Hello everyone, and thank you for clicking on my video. This recent move in Bitcoin, there is absolutely no need to worry. Looking at the 5 minute, the chart looks bad. Obviously, we've seen the chart and it looks bad, and we have a lot of short indicators, sell indicators. We actually have a manipulation. The yellow X is manipulation right here. And it seems like we have a lot of sell volume, which we do. There's a lot of sell volume right here, and it's dropped the price, and we were almost at 40, and we've dropped down to 36 now. But there is absolutely no need to worry. In fact, I see this as a great sign. Let's go ahead and zoom out and look at the 2 hour. Now look at this move on the 2 hour. This was the move toward the upside. And then this was the move toward the downside that they've done. Doesn't look as bad, does it? Just kind of looks like a minor correction here as compared to the 5 minute. They know a lot of people trade in the 5 and the 15 minute. They'll watch the hour, but when they really want to trade, they look at the 5 and the 15 to kind of see price and then get in, get the best price, and then try and wait for a close. But look at it from the 2 hour. Now, the thing we have going for us in this particular moment of time is the max pain. That's why this is a great opportunity. The max pain is at 50K currently. I've done the calculations, and we need to gain 8% each day until Friday to be around the max pain number. So price has gone down a little bit since I did the calculations, and this is actually 9.5. But we saw that they went down, but they're bouncing off resistance and actually have come back up. So the reason why this is good, okay guys, also this line, we have broken the top of the downward trend line. This right here, I've made a line. This is the downward trend, and these are all the highs of the downward trend. Coming to down here, and we've actually broken through that with this rise. This rise has broken through the downtrend, which is extremely significant. This is more significant than this downturn that we're having here. So we have a lot of resistance here, and it looks bad, but they're going to need to go ahead and push toward the upside. The reason I feel this is a good opportunity, the lower this actually goes, for me, I think would be a good idea to long, because they're going to go ahead and at some point make a move to the max pain number. And right now, price is compressed on a compressed spring. So when they do, potentially New York, maybe a little bit later, when they do make an upward movement, it's going to be pretty fast and violent. So even here, they may go a little bit lower, or this may be it, and they may be slowly going toward the upside. So say this is it right here. If they go ahead and New York makes a violent move to the upside and then pushes even close to the 40, now if they get near the 40 and crack it, they're probably going to go above it. So if there's a violent move up here toward 42, right now is the perfect entry time. For me, it's something I'd be looking at. I just want to stress this is not financial advice. I'm just going over the chart and how it's going down and looking bad, but this is actually a good sign, because I'm not giving any entries to anybody. I'm saying what I would do, and I'm saying what the chart would do. What I would do is I would enter somewhere in here. Honestly, I would be watching this, and this is a potential good entry. Now, I'd wait a little bit. We do have New York coming up, so they might drop down a little bit, but this is UK with the volume. It's not like it's the weekend and no volume. This is the UK with the volume that just pushed up 1.7% right there. I actually think this could potentially be a good entry point, but I would still want to get confirmation on that, because if they make a violent move up here toward the 42 or what have you, it's unlikely that they're going to go ahead and at any point going toward the max pain, go ahead and drop below my entry. So for me, this is actually a good sign and a good entry, Because look at this, guys. As we're going to max pain and as they're going to go ahead and rise, the thing that I think they're going to do, they've just shaken out a lot of longs right here, and they may continue this, and New York may actually continue this too. Look for the top of this trend line, this downward trend line, to be a really key level of support here. And honestly, even if they break it only to go a little bit in here, there's really no point for them to yeah, I mean, do we really think they're going to go into 29 and break that? There's really no need for that. We've just had a huge correction where low prices were obtained, and really I think prices like a spring. And what I think they're doing is they're using a bunch of liquidity right here to go ahead and hold price down and knock out the people who have been longing right there. So if we can get a violent move up to here, they're most likely not going to go all the way down to your entry point, all the way, all along going for the max pain. So if they can get and work their way up to the 43, even if they want to shake longs out and go near the 40, even under the 40 and scare people, and honestly, even near your entry, that's gonna be them shaking out the people who longed late, who saw price rise and got in late. Okay, you want to get into the situation, the long, when it's going the opposite direction. You don't want it to crack 41 and then get into a long, because they're going to go up a little bit and then they're going to go and get you. But the reason this is a good entry, they're most likely not going to get near your entry, honestly, or low enough to liquidate you. Or me, I should say. So then once they go ahead and do like kind of a drop to get people out, then they're going to go up again, because they need to get toward their next target to be within range to hit it by Friday. Now, they're going to continue the game where the longs have gotten on late and they see it's going up and they know something's definitely happening, and they're going toward max pain, and they're going to do the same thing where they're going to drop price and they're going to shake out all the late longs. This is why this is a good opportunity right now. Look, it's actually even going up more. It's slowly going up. The slow trend is the true trend right here. This moment, it wasn't immediate, but it was kind of a fast trend to knock out the longs. So then we're up here, right? We're at potentially 46, or I mean 43. We're in here, 43. Okay, so they're gonna do that again, where they shake people out. Then they're gonna go up higher, closer toward the max pain. At this point, once they do that second shakeout, there's going to be a lot of momentum toward the upside. And honestly, that's going to probably be a pretty quick move. And they may wait toward coming into the approaching hours of the max pain, 10, 12, 18 hours into it. And, when they do go on this rise, the shakeout might be kind of violent for people. And it might be kind of extended. And then they might go sideways for a little bit. And then they're going to need to get to that max pain price. So the reason why this is a good opportunity is because ultimately they want to work their way toward that max pain price. And we're at a level here. They're scaring people, but we're at a level here that's near the lowest that they really want to go in here. Even the top line of the downtrend, they're not going to really, this would even be a better opportunity. I don't think they're going to even get there. I don't even think they're going to approach. I mean, I think the most they do is like a 4% drop right here. If they'd even do that, you might even not see anything. You might not even see anything lower than 36 that they've done right here. And this is a good opportunity, in my opinion. So now, say they work their way up to that max pain. Let's see what the potential is here. 33.58%. in the percent of here. And the key is to get in early when it looks like it's a war zone, all hell is breaking loose, and it looks like it wants to go lower. What you want to do is you don't want to enter and just have price go ahead and go down and then stop you out. So you want to be really focused. You want to go back into the 5-minute and focus on where you want to enter the long. and knowing that you want to enter the long. Look at it. You can see it starting. Look at that. It hit that. And from when I was saying that and then hitting the resistance, it's now gone up almost 2% right there. I mean, that's a good little scalp in and of itself. Yellow X is manipulation. Okay, so you see my main overall point. Now, what we want to watch out for here is we want to watch out for them to drop price a little bit. Is my red line? Yeah. We want to watch out for them to maybe, they know, even the smart people, they want to go ahead and shake out. So they could do something where it looks like it's going up and it goes ahead and goes down. Now we have a lot of support and resistance here, and they've broken through. This was support, and they've, initially was resistance, and they broke through it. And then when they were above it, it turned into support, and they've broken through the support. And as they've broken through it, it's now turned into resistance. So we may have a thing where it bounces off the new resistance and kind of makes some lows in here. So you kind of want to wait for that. Maybe you play a pattern. In my opinion, if you're going with some low leverage, I would think I would be safe just going in right now. I mean, it's at a low, and we know where it's going to go ahead and go. This would have been just a really great move. But if you want to go ahead and be patient, patience is probably the key. You can go ahead and wait for that, especially coming up to New York in these hours. I mean, although the UK is there, it's seemingly like their idea is to shake people out. But coming into New York, I don't know what kind of time frame you have to get the best entry. You really want to get the best entry here. You want to get the best entry, because once they start heading up toward their goal to get to max pain, and they go ahead and rise up, people are going to enter in, and then they're going to want to do a shakedown. And it's good that you want to get the early entry, so then the shakeout does not affect you. So I'm repeating myself there, and you understand what I'm saying there. That's that with that. The last thing I want to say that's interesting, it's Emax. It's a different coin, and they've done a unique thing because they have. Let me go ahead and go here. They've done a fork, and the fork transition is nearly over, and it might be over since I've done the video. This was recent, before I did the video, and they have done a fork, and I'm not completely sure how this works, to be honest with you. I think they're still in the transition of the fork. However, I don't know. I'm not sure how this works, because the value was here. And one thing is that, I've never heard of this, and a lot of people got nervous when this actually happened, because the value of the token dropped down 97%, and a bunch of people actually sold this, not knowing what this was. But I think Emax, now we're just going to have to go ahead and wait on this. Just be very careful with this. I think Emax is a good company. They're proof of stake right now. And I'm wondering how this is working once they're getting a new coin. And I'm wondering if the price is going to be relatively low, because look what Emax has done. This is going to be a potential time to get in low on Emax. And look, this is 1,000% from where it's been. So look for Emax's new coin to be ready to go. It's not there yet, and the new contract, we're just gonna have to watch Emax on Twitter, because they have a new contract number. This is the new contract, you see. And update, that was an hour ago, almost over. This update here. So what I'm wondering is, once they get done with this, what's going to be the price of the coin here? Is it automatically going to jump back up to where it was at? Now, that might be what it actually does. It might be some sort of transition, and then it automatically jumps here. But if this new coin, when this is available, and it's anywhere near this area right here, look how many people are getting nervous about this. I don't know if this is part of the fork transition. This seems to be sales, and I think a bunch of people who might have had a decent sized bank invested went ahead and potentially pulled out. That's a double whammy because people pulled out as they did this thing, and I don't know what the new entry level of the new coin is going to be, but we did the calculation, and that's 1,000%. So if Bitcoin goes ahead and turns around and decides to make its run, and Ethereum Max does anything near what it did, this is 1,000% almost right here. So take a look at that. I really just needed to include that, and I'm watching that closely. Take a look at their Twitter, Ethereum Max. Ethereum Max. You can see it right there. All right, guys, this is a long video, but there's some valuable information there. We're going to go ahead and cut it out now. We'll see you in the next one.